Hi everyone, it's Aga from EurekaCrystalBeads.com and I'm here with a super fun designer's picks video. Before I get started, just a quick reminder to check out the rest of our channel, and if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss any of our fun content. Hi! So today I'm coming to you with a video format that we did used to do a while back, mostly with our designer friends such as Bronze Pony or Orchid and Opal Jewelry and Beads, namely designer picks. So in a nutshell, I am Eureka's chief designer and I get to choose an aesthetic, and to go with it, I pick some products, either new ones or ones that I believe deserve some more love or might get overlooked if not seen in action, if you know what I mean. So I pick my products and they all match, so it's actually a lot like one of our Eureka collections, only we won't put these together and we won't wrap them up so nicely. And well, I'm the only one picking, so it's like my personal little collection. One more way this is going to be slightly different from, say, our unboxing videos is that I'll try to pick products that I want to say something extra about. Something you might not know if you never used the products. I'll show you the packaging, the sizes and such, so I'll try to keep this helpful for beginners and not only eye candy for bored beaders like me. You will find a link to a full list with all of today's products in the description below, along with any discount codes that might apply. And I will show you some sample beadwork that I made with these products at the end of the video. And there will probably be at least one accompanying tutorial or pattern. Alright then, let's see what we've got here. Okay, one more thing that I came up with to make this a little bit more exciting. So I've decided to feed my idea of the aesthetic for this combination of beads and colors to AI, the generative AI that creates pictures. I didn't make too many because I know it takes a lot of energy and a lot of water, so I just made a few, and you should be seeing them on screen right now. Let me know which one is your favorite. So this is the first one. The second one, they're kind of similar. The third one. The fourth one. The fifth one, also a lot of clouds. The sixth one, here we have flowers. And the seventh one with the flowers. Let me know which one is your favorite. And what we have here today is a whole lot of wonderful products in the aesthetic, let's say Disney's Cinderella, because we have these soft pinks and purples and violets. We have some silver, we have some dreamy violety blue. We have this multicolor, actually, cabochon here that looks totally different in real life than in the pictures. We have some other metallics, we have some gold, we have some bronze finally, so it all just gave me a little bit of a Cinderella, dreamy, angelic, out of this world vibe. And what started all of it is actually this little Krakovski Crystal stone. This is a 14mm cushion fancy stone in Rosaline Delight. It has colored back, as you can see. It has this kind of lacquer back, and it doesn't have a coating, so all of that sparkle is coming from inside the crystal. And this guy inspired me so much. I love it so much. Seriously, it's so beautiful. And the pictures are not giving it justice. I just love this stone so much. It's so easy to bezel around it, and the color is, seriously, haven't seen a more dreamy pink than this one. It's absolutely gorgeous, so definitely do try this one. Staying on the subject of cabochons, we have this quite large 24mm Lunasoft cabochon. It's called Lunasoft because it reflects and absorbs light in this absolutely stupendous way. It's kind of matte, it's kind of rubbery a little bit, so it's not shiny, but it has this internal shine that this backing probably gives it. So this one, as I said, is 24mm. It's a light lavender color, and it looks slightly different than the pictures, so that's one reason why I wanted to show it. It's so softly pink. As you can see, Lunasoft cabochons are not very convex. It's quite flat if you think about it. It's perfect for bead embroidery, but of course you can just bezel around it with beads. You don't have to stick it on foundation to embroider around it. One thing about Lunasoft cabochons is that sometimes, after some time, if they're stored incorrectly, they will get sticky and stick to the bag in which they are stored. So if you get a cabochon, a Lunasoft cabochon that's sticky already out of the bag, you can write to us and we'll replace it if we have any more left, because that just means that before it got to us, it got stored incorrectly, and that's why it's sticky. So it shouldn't be sticky at all. The third cabochon that I have in this assortment is this incredible German glass cabochon. It's 18 by 13 millimeters, so it's not that big. And it's called Crystal Electra Matte Bubble Burst Engraved Back. It says matte because the back is matted and the back is also engraved. So as you can see, the thing you see through the glass from the front is not just painting, it's engraving. So all of the German cabochons are like this. They have engraved back and they all have absolutely beautiful colors that change depending on the angle. You can get one that is a little bit more green. As you can see, this one, you can see from the side that it has some red and yellow in it and orange. You can see it from the back as well and some purple. But mostly in my case, it's kind of blue, though in sunlight it is a little bit greenish as well. So it's really incredible how these cabochons just reflect light in all the ways. Absolutely out of this world. It's so beautiful. Also perfect for bead embroidery. You can just stick it on a piece of foundation, add some beads around, hang it on a veil, and you have yourself a pendant. Now, I really actually surprised myself with it, but the last piece of crystal in my selection for today are these crystal pearls by Krakovski. This is iridescent soft blue, and they come on a strand of 50 for 8mm ones, so the large ones, I only have a few left. And they come on a strand of 100 for the 4mm ones. And if you're watching this somewhere around the beginning of 2025, we just launched February collection, the Berry Frost collection, and it does include those gorgeous crystal pearls as well. So they are just so gorgeous and so perfect for this aesthetic. I mean, look at how good they look with that pink crystal. Absolutely stunning. Okay, I'm gonna take them off this handy triangle tray, which by the way we also carry, very, very convenient to show off beads, to pick up beads, and also to clean up your workspace after you're done with a piece of beadwork. Okay, let's go to seed beads. And here I have a big 22-gram tube, 24-gram tube actually, of Czech beads. These are Preciosa Ornela round beads, and they are Terra Intensive lined purple. So let me show you what this means that they are lined. Oh, this tube is filled to the brim, let me tell you. All right, so they are lined with Preciosa's innovative coating, Terra Intensive, which produces these, well, intensive colors. They're very bright, and this line is, well, lined with that coating. They also launched beads with this coating outside, so ones that are like just generally very purple. And these ones are kind of crystal. Maybe they will be showing better like this. So these are crystal colored. The glass is crystal, so it's clear. And the inside of these beads is purple. Now, an interesting thing about Preciosa seed beads, let me show you them right next to Miyuki 11-0s. So these seed beads are marked as 11-0s, but Preciosa Ornela's sizing is a little bit different than Japanese sizing. So for Japanese beads, you can see these are about 2.2mm, I think. While for Preciosa Ornela seed beads, they are slightly smaller. So you gotta be ready for the 11-0s to be slightly smaller than your regular 11-0s, but still beautiful. Alright, so these were Preciosa Ornela Terra Intensive lined seed beads. Now, I paired them with some TOHOs. Here I have some TOHO 8Os in semi-glazed rainbow lavender. I really like this color. And here I also have some TOHO Treasures in opaque matte pastel plumeria. I really like this color. Quite beautiful. Why don't we stop here and look at these gorgeous handmade porcelain beads that we have here. You might say, what's so special? They're just porcelain and they're just beads, but they're more than that. First of all, the color is gorgeous. It's such a light, warm pink, and they are glazed in a way so that they have a little bit of a luster finish. I would say they almost look wet, and that's what compelled me to them actually. They look just gorgeous when you see them in person. Plus, they have large holes, so if you have some leather cord or cord in general, you can very simply make a bracelet using them. So they're 6mm and they come in packs of 25. Alright, next up, let's look at what I picked from the Czech beads department. And I'll start with these side drilled drops. So as you can see, not much more to it than they are a side drilled drop. We have a tutorial coming up with these being added to earrings, so go check that out. I really like them, especially for fringe, because they're quite heavy, so they keep the fringe flowy. They are 12mm. They come in packs of 30, so a little bit more than I put out here today. And these are jet bronze. This means that the glass inside is jet black, and they have this gorgeous bronze coating. Next up, and sticking with the teardrop shape, we have the drop duos, which we have some tutorials for on our channel already. I just really like them in this aluminum silver color. They're 3x6mm, so they're quite tiny. They have 2 holes that go perpendicular through the bead. And yeah, let's see what we can make with them. And my second 2-hole bead that I wanted to try in this kind of aesthetic and colorway are these wipe duos. So as you can see, they look like kind of a square that's pinched on both sides. They have 2 holes that go like this. So what I have here is chalk white lila Vega luster. They come in a pack of 50, so quite many of them in a pack, and they are 8x8mm. I have 2 more Czech beads that I wanted to share. One of them are these lentil beads. And lentil means that they only have 1 hole that's located on one side of them, which opens up a number of different interesting possibilities. So you can use them in a fringe as well. You can use them as kind of edge beads where they can just kind of dangle around. And I thought they could be a nice challenge to try to use. And as you can see, they come on strands of 50. So pretty many of them as well. And they are 6mm. Now, there is a 2-hole lentil version of them, and we carry them as well. And you can use them more like 2-hole beads then and incorporate them in designs as well. But I've decided to use this more kind of a difficult variant to see what we can make with it. Finally, I also have some 3mm round drug beads. These are just round beads made of glass coated with silver, and I thought they could match pretty well. Then I thought we could work some with the new series of GleamCraft findings. GleamCraft is our Eureka exclusive brand of high quality findings that we release in limited series that are themed, and the theme of the last series was the sky, the night sky, some moons, some stars, some suns, and things like this. I really like the series because it's close to my heart with the stars and the moons, and I thought it will match the general vibe of this assortment of beads perfectly. So what I have here are some moon connectors with their loops to the side, which I think is pretty interesting. And we have some star charms that have like an enamel drop in the middle in here, and I think they're cute as well. So we have these in gold and in silver, and I think both versions are equally as pretty. And let me tell you, these really are the best quality you can get of silver plated and gold plated findings, and they're just the most beautiful, beautiful shades of metallic colors. So yeah, go get them. And we're gonna try to put them on some cord. So this cord is made by the same company that makes the beads, so the TOHO company from Japan, and they call it beading thread, but it's more of a cord, especially because of how thick it is. Now, the only thing it says here are these measurements, but I found out that in millimeters, this will be about 0.52 to 55 millimeters, and in inches, it should be 0.017 up to 0.2. So it's pretty thick, but TOHO made it so that TOHO 11Os and up will fit on this, and you can make beautiful bracelets with it. You can use it for micro macrame and for kumihimo. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. And it's 100% polyester, so you can absolutely secure the end by melting it with a lighter, and you can prevent it from fraying by melting the end. It's quite stiff, I would say, but if you put heavy beads on it, like for example the porcelain beads, it will be flowy and drapey, and so it's good for necklaces and bracelets. And it comes in a lot of colors, so you can just choose the color that matches your beads and you'll be set. Alright, the final product that I have for you today are big eye needles. So here I have two types of big eye needles. I have this more traditional one that, as you can see, you just part the two sides of it. It's kind of connected up top and down at the bottom, and you just part it. You take your cord, typically, you put it in, slide it down so that it's trapped a little bit over here, and that's how you work. It's much easier to work with a needle than just use the end of your cord for that. And these big eye needles are very, very useful. Here I have a different type of a big eye needle. This is a collapsible eye needle. It's called that because, well, as you can see, the eye is flexible and it kind of collapses. And if you put your thread or your cord through the eye, it just snaps there to the end because this needle is twisted all along. So that's how it holds on to your cord. It's also very, very useful. We have this practical set that is going to be linked down below that has both types of needles, and both are really useful. So you can just get it and find out which one you prefer for stringing. Now, as promised, here are some pieces that I made using this month's picks. As you can see, there's a variety of techniques here. And for most of these, you will find the patterns on our website. They will be linked down below in the description. For example, you will find a pattern for this bracelet using our beautiful pink cushion stone. So in addition to the stone, this one prominently uses the 4mm iridescent Krakovski pearls, the purple Terra Intensive lined Czech seed beads, and also those lovely silver drop duos that are used in the bracelet as well as here in that central element. This is what it looks like from the back, so it's pretty full cover, I would say. And I think maybe that's my favorite thing out of the assortment that I made. It's beautifully 3D and symmetrical, and I really like that bracelet that it's so delightful to make. And you could use it on its own. So without that centerpiece, it's going to look really nice as well on its own. Or instead of the bracelet in this style, if you're not quite a fan of this kind of repetitive symmetrical thing, You could also use these little segments for the sides of the bracelet. I mean, look how nice this would look together, right? Just like that. And this was the first thing that I came up with because I really wanted to use those wipe duos that you see here in the center. And I really wanted to use them together with the drop duos and the Krakovski pearls. As you can see, they match perfectly. I didn't finish it because I knew that I wanted to use them for some other stuff as well. But you could easily make this into a bracelet for a side bracelet like in here, or just connect these and make a full bracelet out of them, or even a choker. Think how nice this would look like wrapped around the neck. And another cool thing about this one is that you do these continuously, so you don't have to create each segment separately. You can, of course, but you don't have to. You just do these continuously, and yeah, you can make an entire bracelet with one very long piece of thread. So yeah, you will find a pattern for this in the description down below as well. I mean, the link to the pattern, as well as a link to the pattern for this simple segment. It also prominently uses the wipe duos and the drop duos and the pearls and some other beads as well. And I think it's a really good segment. It could be anything from a ring, because it's also flexible, so you could just like wrap it around the finger. It could also make for a nice bracelet, whether you connect these segments by their points or by their sides. There's something to connect both in here and in here. Or you can even make this into a pendant, because why not? So this is a really simple one. Now this one is pretty unique because it's very much a 3D thing. And I used it to make a necklace. So in here you can find the cord, the TOHO Amiet cord as well, and it worked perfectly for that. As you can see, it has the 4 8mm pearls here on the back, and I really love how 3D it is. It looks a little bit like a flower with like 4 petals in there, and their tension is really good in here. It's really kind of satisfactory to make, I would say. So I hope you like this one as well. Next up, we're switching up the techniques a little bit, because in here I made this macrame bracelet using the Amiet cord. It's perfect for micro macrame. As you can see, there won't be a pattern for this one because we already did a small tutorial that is available on Shorts and in other, short video apps. So I started with a loop, and there are 2 cords going through the center. And then I'm tying knots with a piece of cord that is separate. So as I said, if you look for a sprinkle of spooky macrame bracelet on our channel, you will find a tutorial. It's 1 minute on YouTube and a 1.5 minute on Instagram, and it's even longer on TikTok, so I do recommend you go there. So yeah, that's just what you do. You put some beads on the sides, you slide your wipe duos up there, tie some knots, and you just go on and on. And I really like the texture and the consistency of this, how nice and flowy and drapey it is. And the lentil beads are perfect in here. They make for a really neat shape here. So yeah, you can use them like this as well. The possibilities are literally endless. Around the same ballpark, because we also have a macrame knot around here. This is a sliding knot. It's like made separately from the cords on which the rest of the bracelet is strung. And then you add this kind of sliding clasp separately. And in here I also used the moon connectors. That's a really interesting way that you can use them, by just making a 2-strand bracelet and putting each strand through a different hole in the connector. And that's how you can use them. In here, I also used these porcelain beads. It's really unique, and you can make it in like 10 minutes. Finally, here's some bead embroidery. I used our velvet fabric for the back and beading foundation for well, the foundation. There won't be a pattern for this one because that was largely just improvised. I made the bezel by just doing a peyote stitch in the beginning with the 3mm round beads and the Czech Preciosa seed beads. And then I added 3 on top of the round beads and then connected them with the TOHO treasures. And I think it came out pretty nice. Then I also stitched these wipe duos to the foundation. I just basically went around and I also added seed beads in between them. And you can basically stitch any bead to a foundation and get really interesting results, like with those wipe duos in here. I added some round beads in between the second holes of the wipe duos in here. I also attached these second holes to the foundation as well to secure them. And by the way, as I'm looking at it now on camera, doesn't this Lunasoft cabochon look just incredible with the depth and the slightly shifting color? So beautiful. Really could put anything around and the cabochon would be like the main character at all times. As you can see, I made this one into a pendant and I hung it from our little ball chain that we have in many different colors. I figured out that silver will be just perfect for this one. You can find many different tutorials on bead embroidery on our channel. We even have a playlist dedicated to bead embroidery, so go check that out if you want to learn how to freestyle this sort of thing. Oh, and one thing I really wanted to use, but I didn't because I only have one of these and because I'm silly and I only got one, is this cabochon, this German glass hand-carved or hand-etched cabochon. It's so beautiful. I really want to use it for something nice, but I'm not sure what I should use it for. So why don't you vote in the comments? Let me know which technique should I use to bezel it, and I will post the results on our Instagram probably. And now let's get back to when these weren't jewelry yet. Alright, I've been Aga from EurekaCrystalBeads.com and these are my picks for this month. Let us know in the comments how you like the colors, the general aesthetic, and the particular types of beads and supplies that I included in this selection. Please don't hesitate to give us any suggestions or any feedback for this series in the future. Meanwhile, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!